As on-chain metrics for BTC reveal encouraging tendencies, Cathie Wood, founder of ARK Invest, anticipates that Bitcoin will experience a big price increase in the near future. In the latest episode of the In the Know YouTube series produced by the hedge firm, Wood explained the on-chain analytics which are suggesting a bottom is being carved out for Bitcoin right now. So, what should you expect from Bitcoin? Hello and welcome back to Crypto Cash Channel. Have you been focusing on Cathie Wood's crypto analysis? What do you think she has to say about the current crypto market? In today's video, we look at Cathie Wood's latest update on Bitcoin and the crypto market. But, first, before we go on, a sub to the channel would be very appreciated. Comment, share the video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the video. And without any further ado, let's get into it. The results of the ARK Invest analysis do certainly suggest that short-term investors have given up. This is fantastic news in terms of helping Bitcoin reach a bottom. On the other hand, long-term holdings are currently at a record high of 65.7%, which is the greatest level it has ever reached. This suggests that they have been owners of Bitcoin for a minimum of 1 year. So, currently, there are a few holders who are very capable. That is also very encouraging news, but the bottom may be reached when long-term holders finally let go of their positions. In addition to the information found on the chain itself, Wood notes that she is keeping a close check on the Bitcoin futures market. According to her, this market is indicating that there will be an increase in the volatility of BTC. When the price of the Bitcoin spot market is lower than the price of its futures contract, volatility will be higher. Even if we do not know which way the next significant bout of Bitcoin volatility will move, it is clear from the other indicators presented in their analysis that it will most likely be in an upward direction. In spite of their self-assurance, Wood is exercising extreme caution so as to avoid incidences such as that of Terra. The Terra episode, as you may be aware, was a disaster for cryptocurrencies in the sense that it provided the government with more desire and cause to step in and regulate a little bit more rigorously than we may have imagined. So, what is Wood's Bitcoin price prediction? Recent statements made by Cathie Wood suggest that she anticipates the value of one Bitcoin to reach $1 million on the market by the year 2030. But the Bitcoin industry will need a great deal more than just regular investors to get to where it needs to be. She believes that high net worth individuals and companies will be the primary drivers of demand. When examining corporations that are owners of Bitcoin, many investors immediately think of Tesla and Block. It has been reported that Tesla possesses around 43,200 Bitcoins, while Square is said to have purchased 8,027 coins for a total of approximately $220 million. However, MicroStrategy is the most powerful participant in the game with a stunning 129,218 coins in their possession. In the most recent transaction, they bought 4,167 Bitcoins for an average price of $30,700 each by the firm. At the Miami Bitcoin 2022 conference, where she reaffirmed her projection that the price of a Bitcoin will reach $1 million in the year 2022, Cathie Wood stated that cryptocurrency is a tremendous hedge against inflation. According to Cathie, banks may now be feeling the consequences of the change brought about by cryptocurrencies. In an interview that was broadcast on CNBC's Crypto World in April, Wood expressed concern that the growing interest in decentralized finance applications might threaten the viability of the traditional banking sector. She claims that there has been a share transfer in regard to the loans provided by DeFi. Wait, how exactly are the banks being affected by DeFi? Wood made the observation that banks are having a tremendous issue. They have little choice but to increase wages in order to compete for top talent since both their money and their skills are leaking away to the cryptocurrency industry. At the present time, there is a flurry of loan and saving activity on DeFi. Decentralized finance refers to the creation of financial products and services between individuals using the blockchain, outside of the requirement for traditional financial institutions. According to Wood, another pillar of the establishment that is coming to regard cryptocurrencies in a more favorable light is political institutions. What we're experiencing is 180 degrees turn when compared to what it was like a year ago. She referred to Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the United States Treasury, who had previously expressed concern about cryptocurrencies and was apprehensive of the potential environmental difficulties and the potential for unlawful activity associated with them, but she has now moderated her stance on the matter. Now, what is Cathie's view on the larger crypto sector? In an interview with Forbes, ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood noted that digital property rights connected to non-fungible tokens and decentralized finance that underpin the introduction of Web3 will become incredibly crucial. On the CNBC show, Squawk Box, in response to a question regarding the so-called token revolution around NFTs, Wood stated that she was impressed by how robust the ecosystem has grown. In 2021, there was an explosion in the popularity of NFTs, which are one-of-a-kind digital items that are authenticated and stored using blockchain technology. Examples of NFTs include artwork and sports trading cards. So, people create, gather, and trade non-fungible tokens, spending millions of dollars in the process. And some of them do this in the hope of making more money in the future. However, many financial professionals are still unsure about whether or not NFTs are a good investment. Recently, Bill Gates stated that the mania around cryptocurrencies and NFTs is 100% based on the bigger fool theory. He was referring to the idea that the value of overpriced commodities will grow when sufficient investors are willing to pay more for them. On the other hand, the multi-billionaire co-founder of Microsoft stated, in relation to the much-discussed Bored Apes, that expensive digital images of monkeys will immeasurably improve the world. Collectors have already exchanged significant quantities of money, despite the fact that the advent of NFTs is still just a relatively young phenomenon. Non-Fungible, a company that monitors historical sales data for non-fungible tokens, estimates that sales of NFT collectibles have produced over $6.2 billion in revenue since 2017, while sales of digital art have generated over $1.9 billion. So, what's Cathie's view on NFTs? Cathie believes that the rights to digital property, which are represented by NFTs, will become extremely important, adding that her economic background has taught her the value of property rights when it comes to lifting people out of poverty. Creators in the NFT industry have been making the same argument for a considerable amount of time, and investors like Wood have been willing to declare that the usefulness of digital assets will decide their value in the long run. Since the early days of NFTs, valuable artwork, such as the well-known Bored Ape Yacht Club, has taken center stage, and it has been difficult for institutional investors to comprehend this message. This is because NFTs are still relatively new, but even still, the current crypto volatility has not spared the field. But the comments made by Wood, on the other hand, give the impression that she is unaffected by the ongoing sell-off. So, how are investors faring in the current market? The innovation-focused investors' favorite disruptive technologies have had a rough year in 2022 because they were among the greatest losers as a result of rising interest rates. And for Cathie, the flagship of her active fund, the ARK Innovation ETF, ARKK, has suffered a spectacular loss of value, down 66% from its record high in February 2021 and down 52% over the course of the current year. Despite this, Wood asserted that the majority of her clients continue to work with her and that new financing is coming in as investors look for ways to diversify their holdings in light of the current market conditions. According to FactSet, ARKK saw inflows of more than $180 million in the month of June. However, investors in the cryptocurrency industry are still finding it difficult to adapt to the quick rise in interest rates and the growing liquidity restriction in the market. The collapse of two big currencies that cost $60 billion a month ago has also caused ripples in the wider ecosystem, which are still being felt. There were a lot of individuals who believed that the failure of Terra Luna would result in a systemic chain reaction, and while we are seeing a little bit of that right now, coins such as Ethereum has, so far, maintained their value quite well, as Wood said in regards to the catastrophe. But the fact that Celsius, a cryptocurrency loan firm that promised high payments to everyone who invested their Bitcoin, stopped withdrawals earlier this month has contributed to larger misgivings about cryptocurrencies. And on top of this, a famous cryptocurrency hedge fund known as Three Arrows Capital failed to make a payment on a debt owed to Voyager Digital. And now, Voyager is even considering filing for bankruptcy. But even with these market volatilities, Cathie's is still positive on the outlook of Bitcoin. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Do you agree with Cathie that Bitcoin will have a surge in the future? And if so, how distant in the future? Comment below, let's engage. Also, if you are interested in more videos like this, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos. See you in the next video.